Okay, நீங்க வந்துட்டீங்களா உள்ள?
Are you hearing me? Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just I'm testing whether it's audible.
Hello. Good
Hello.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. This is Umarani, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Oh, fine, ma'am. Fine.
A warm good morning to all the participants. SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus, Department of Computer Science has organized one-day online seminar on importance of SAP in the industry. I welcome you all to the session. What you are is God's gift to you. What you become is your gift to God. Now let's have the Tamil Taiwan.
கங்கை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனன் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை முதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திரண்டியந்து செய்ய மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I now request Mr. Maharajan for Thirukural.
வணக்கம். அறிவற்றம் காக்கும் கருவி செருவார்க்கும் உள்ளளிக்கல் ஆகா அரண். அறிவு என்பது அழிவு வராமல் காக்கும் கருவியாகும். மேலும் பகைவராலும் அழிக்க முடியாத உள் அரண் கோட்டையும் ஆகும். அறிவு எத்தகைய சூழ்நிலையிலும் அரண் போல் நின்று நம்மை காக்கும். ஆகவே அத்தகைய அறிவாற்றலை வைத்து கொண்டால் நம் வாழ்வு வளமாகும். நம் வாழும் வீடும் நாடும் வளம் பெறும். நன்றி.
Thank you, Maharajan. Without further delay, I now call upon Dr. S. Umarani, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, to welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome our respected guest, Dr. Shanti Durairaj, Senior Staff, PICO Techno Functional Consultant, Chennai. Welcome you, ma'am. I extend my sincere welcome to staff and student. Today, why we are conducting this type of topic selected for this seminar means nowadays the SAP is essential in many business. The main purpose of using SAP is to easily integrate all the department and also exchange the data among the departments. So most of the business belongs to data only. So if you can learn this SAP means it create various job opportunity to you. So like project management, sprint analysis, integrated business planning, sales implementation, etc. Definitely the session would give roadmap of SAP to you. So kindly utilize this session, student. Thank you once again all. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now call upon Mrs. Belina, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to introduce the speaker for the day.
Yeah. 5 நிமிஷத்துல முடிச்சிடலாம். நான் 2 நிமிஷம். நான்
Good morning. Today, now I welcome Dr. Shanti Durairaj, ma'am, Senior SAP FICO Techno Functional Consultant. She is also the proprietor of Charlada Publications. She is a specialist with over 15 years of extensive consulting experience, which includes 13 years of SAP FICO Functional and 2 years of SAP Technical. She has also proven SAP project experience with 3 full life cycle implementations, specializing in customizing and configuring SAP FICO. She has training end users, preparing user documents. She has extensive experience in delivering the SAP E2E implementations. She also configured access accounting. She has experience in new GL configurations. She handles more than 15 consultancy projects. She also has more than 10 years experience in engineering colleges in maths and professor and HOD in MCA. I am very glad to introduce chief guest amongst us, Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now hand over the session to Santi Zurairaj. Ma'am, you can start sharing your screen and
Sure.
present.
Okay. Sure, ma'am. 1 minute, let me share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? PPT?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. So it's like coming back after some 15 years to India and sharing as a lecturer. So I feel like I was, as she was introducing, I was a lecturer and HOD of MCA until 2004. I was working. Then I went back to IT industry from 2004. Then from 2007, I was in US. COVID, this March, I came here to India and supporting clients from here until September. This 4 months, I took a small break and taking care of the company as charter of applications and fixing all the issues and taking towards the goals of students and the goal whatever to be done, not only textbooks and books. So I know there is a very big gap between what we study theoretically and when we go to the industry, there is that gap should be filled up. I thought of giving that tips also to you. And I know the current students are so smart than me, maybe, because I went from teaching initially maybe 1.5 years, it was a struggle. And as the topic says that it is SAP. SAP is modern ERP and it takes care of the entire company's data flow. It is systems, applications, and products. So any product. So this company industry, we put IT industry, any industry. Say I worked for a manufacturing industry, PepsiCo. Then I worked for a energy company, AES Corporation in Virginia, near Washington DC. That was my initial project. And every industry handles different types of data. Data may not be similar. The database may not be similar for every industry. That's what. And the process of working, every process, even though the process, suppose procure to pay, the process, SAP, we need to understand the business. We cannot jump in and write the code as we do in Java or Python and any other programming. The programmer have to understand the business and it is a German product. So every table, almost it will be like we should be by heart. No meaningful table names will be given. Suppose we take material master data, they are given the name MARA, M-A-R-A. So, but there is some difference. Finance tables will start with some letter, and the material management starts with M. SD table starts with V. Like that, the classification is there. Even then, the table names are not correlated with the meaning. So, but in Oracle, other areas, you can give the name relating to the information, where we are going to work. The database is different. The different names, the data tables. And there are more than 25 modules. We call them modules. And easily to understand, I can say it is the departments, different departments. So just like I said, material manufacturing department company like PepsiCo and the energy company like AIS Corporation, where I work. Then my current company, Clorex, that is a retail company. And another company I work, United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF. UNICEF I work, that is the non-profit organization that is not making profit. People donate from all over the world. The rich people or even the ordinary people, they donate. That is used for the children to take care all over the world. So that reports and their tables are data. Name is similar. Data is different. That's what everybody have to understand. If we want to work in SAP, initially there will be a small struggle to understand, comparing with other ERP packages. So maybe for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, you'll be familiar with that. So that is what in the IT industry, I said, every industry, even healthcare, even insurance companies, every different company is using SAP. Initially, the installing of this company, bringing that into picture takes much money, maybe $1 million. Initially, they should have $1 million companies are using it, but the profit is very big. If you use other technologies, it will be somewhere there will be a break. Decentralized data will be there. So you have to take some other third-party software to link and connect and get the data from one system to another system. But in SAP, every data flow is very, very smooth. And see, I am a SAP finance consultant. FICO, I mentioned finance is for reporting purpose to the government, anything related to tax or anything. So controlling is for the management purpose. The company, we call them client. They want to analyze their balance sheet. They want to know where they are, whether they are going in the right direction. So they want to analyze. So controlling reports help them. That is also a big module. We have to configure the system. Configuring, she was telling about my profile. Configuring nothing but we are putting the data in the right path. The next time, if I get opportunity, I'll show the SAP system. Then only you can understand it's a set of n number of screens with, you have to fill up the data with n number of tabs and screens with all the possible data. It is needed for every industry SAP has given. Just our duty, finance people, we will be filling up the data in the respective places. For example, small example, I'll say, if it is expense of the company, small company. So the expense, the different type of expense, the expense for the company, regular expense, electricity, rent, something like an expense like paying to the vendors, like CTS, Infosys, they are all called vendors to the client, paying to them, paying to the resources, human resource, paying to the machineries, paying to the other maintenance of the building. So many expenses are there. We cannot put one account for all of them together. We cannot classify, we cannot track them. So we will be having n number of accounts. So we will give them range 10,000 to 20,000. That numbers accounts will be allocated for this expense. And this particular numbers for this one. Similarly, revenue. Revenue, when it comes, I will show with an example so that I'll say, because it is like an ocean, there are so many. So I will start with a small example to understand SAP with, see, these are the SD, HR, FICO. These are the basic modules SAP started with. So FICO, I told you that FI is a finance module, and controlling is controlling is for management reportings. Finance is for government reporting. Government reporting itself, it varies. India, if you consider, there is one calculation, GST calculations, one type of tax, only one time throughout India. But if you compare with US each state, each county, we call them county, collection of cities together, tax is varying. So based on zip code, we have to calculate the tax. There are more than 66,000 different calculations in US. So the business one, they are running the business time, they are getting some material from zip code 1, and they are getting some very important material from zip code 5. Zip code 1, I have to pay the taxes different way, and the zip code 5, then similarly I have to pay different taxes. Similarly, the product, if I get one item from Florida, I pay some amount for the same item. If I get it from California, where my current project is, so I will be paying different amount because the tax is more. Even the salary, what I am paying, 38% tax in California, but the pay is also good, equivalently. That is why there are so much difference in the tax calculation. So FI, we have so many tax third-party tools like Taxware and Vertex. We have to configure in the system all of them, and the government law also varies. So I worked for Costa Rica, Argentina, Mexico. So the government was changing the tax stamps, and they want to give even the check, they want to include one more number, and including the account number and the IBAN number. So all those things we will design like a form and send it to them when they want to make some changes in the existing setup. So we have to keep going and configuring. Similarly, the payment, when we pay the payment in 30 days, there is a discount. If they pay in 15 days, there is some difference. The agreement, all those agreements, and everything, the discount category, payment terms, how they are going to pay, whether by check or ACH. Just like that, this is called configuration. We have to put in the right path, this vendor, this customer. So this is the account, and this is the bank details, and this is the IBAN number. So they have this type of agreement. And sometimes the customer, one who is buying, he may be a vendor also. There is a check box, I have to check carefully so that the system will calculate. That person, I have to give 1,000 rupees as he is a vendor to me. And this person, I'm shipping some items, he is also a customer to me. So the system will calculate. So 500 rupees I have to pay, 1,000 rupees I have to get. Suppose the balance 500 will be in my system. Automatic system will calculate, that will be stored in the database. So that is the main integrity of SAP. So we need not people manually we cannot enter every time. And a I'll say a small example, even a small petty shop, you remember. I will compare with a big company. So material management, the person having a small shop is buying materials to make something, maybe some lemon juices, okay? He is buying some lemon and sugar and water, everything he is buying it. And he is making something and selling it. So material management department take care of how much material he bought it, and that expense, where that expense should go to which account. So the data flows from material management to FI department. So there is an integration point. We both will sit and set it up in the system. So that account number in also will be there in my FI system. So that is a different person configuring, but we both sit and analyze and set up all the integration points so that the data flow properly. So now he's selling the lemon juice to the customers. Sales and department is coming into picture, sales and distribution module. So once we sell, the revenue is coming. So I will have a revenue account. They will configure the revenue account in their system. I'm saying in a very simple way, but it's n number of parameters are involved behind the screen, and the data flows to my revenue. So the money comes from SD is coming as a revenue. We call them accounts receivables. And the material management, whatever they pay, accounts payable, and the company have to pay to them wherever. Then human resource. the people interacting. So anyway, somebody have to create the purchase order and send it to them on site. They have to at least approve. If the purchase order material they want only for 1,000 rupees, but by mistake they cannot, the entire sales per day is 3,000 rupees suppose, but they order material for 5,000 rupees for the day. The lemon and everything will be spoiled. So the purchase order should be created properly. So manual interaction is also there when they create. So the people are creating and checking. They have to approve. Somebody, there will be a workflow triggered, and the workflow will be triggered. There is a purchase order created on this date, and the amount is this much, and it will go to the respective authorities inbox, and they will approve it. They will approve whether 3,000 rupees they can sanction for this purchase order, whether it's profitable. If it is more than lakhs of items in the big companies, there will be 1 or 2 people approving the amount. Then the purchase order will be processed. It is automated automatically, but somebody is checking in the inbox to approve. Somebody is creating the purchase order, checking it. Those things are run by manually. And when it comes to finance department, we'll be running different reports to check whether the vendor amount is cleared, whether customer account is deposited in the respective account. And we will run both the report. There are several reports, standard reports created by SAP. We'll check all of them, whether all are similar, matches to the data, month-wise, day-wise, the year-wise, to generate and send it to the government. So this is a simple example I given. The human resource department, that is a department taking care of all our payments. All the vendors, Infosys, TCS, all are going to be vendors, and to pay them their agreement, handling their agreement. So personal numbers, they create like a number, personal number, and how much it goes, how much is agreed. All those things are matters. So how much time they are agreed, 6 months project or 1 year project, like that. So they'll have a contract. So this is a small example I told you, SAP, how the data is integrated. For example, so another one. So here, as I told you, it's a German product. So the something that when you read, the tables alone will be little bit struggle initially to understand, because everything we have to by heart, it's not meaningful names are given. And as I told you, the basic modules I have taken into picture here, and FI and ST, MM, basis person involved. And I will take an example so that it will be little bit clear before I. So now why we need SAP? I'll take a small example and explain. See here, suppose sanitizer, now the corona timing, yes. So somebody wants the sanitizer. The current company, the retail company, Clorox, they are manufacturing all the disinfecting wipe, sanitizer, all of them. Almost everybody, those who are using every day, day-to-day work activities, we need them. Without them, that is running every single day may be difficult, because all the disinfecting wipes, sanitizer we are using when the time of corona here, but we use often every day when we enter into any shop, anywhere we use it. And those is a default, that disinfecting wipes, we will be wiping it, and the baby, so many things are there. Suppose there is a demand for sanitizer, and the client is the customer is approaching the client. The client is the company one who is producing. So we need this much. So they will be approaching the sales department, asking for whether there is a stock. So there is stock for this product. So where they will be checking, sales department will integrate with the inventory department, check for the stock. If there is no stock, if it is not SAP, there will be discontinuity here itself. If there is no stock, so there will be discontinuity. They have to check. So where then each is the separate module, no integration between each of them. If there is no stock, then they have to go back to the other department, and all the data will be duplicated in each department. If it is not SAP, SAP only the integration points alone will be linking it. So here, so that's why I given if there is no stock, then that is why they need to have SAP. Because when there is no stock, that category will not occur, that point will not raise here. So I'll take an example with SAP. So what will happen, this process? So the availability of stock, sanitizer, they are checking it. If there is no stock, they will check with the production department. They will generate the report. Inventory, if there is no inventory, they will raise the purchase orders. So at a time, n number of the related, if it is in sanitizer, what are the products they have to order? What are the raw material they have to order? That way, it will not be empty. In this case, when they use SAP, it will trigger. There will be a workflow triggered. It will inform them often. This is the status. This is the status. So just like we have to recharge our cell phone, we are getting messages in 3 or 4 days. Cell phone should be recharged. The same way, it will be the workflow will be triggered and it will be informed often. So this case will not arise. So even if it is very big demand, it arises, production department will take care of the production of this material. So they will send the purchase order to the vendor. Vendor will supply the raw materials, and the raw materials, then it will be sent back. Then it will be, the product will be ready. Then the sales department will get the product. Once it is collected, and the revenue will be sent to the respective finance department. There is a big integration here. You are seeing it. So here nowhere there will be a delay in data processing. There is no stock, checking in the inventory, and there will be a workflow, that information to the production department, and they will send the material management department. They will take care of the purchase orders. The raw material is coming in. Then the product is ready with the help of production department. Then sales department is ready to pick up and deliver it. Once it is delivered, they'll collect the money and send it to finance department. This is the importance of SAP. So without delay, and the process is done properly, and the client is delivered, the client is delivering the product in the right time. And this is what I told you. So the revenue comes like a AR, accounts receivables, and whoever we have to pay, all of them. Even I'm going to be a vendor. Anybody who receives money from the client are going to be accounts payable people. So it will be stored like accounts payable. Then we'll run the report and check the balance sheet. So here, another example I'll say with your real-time integration. I'll say that SAP, how it works. So here you take this small example. This example you must have noticed in your textbook, software product lifecycle. So this is the way it follows. Every product development is similar. But as I told you, there is no delay, and the process is quicker, and the data storage in different department without any overlapping, without storing the data in each department, no replication, repeated data in any department. Only as I told you, integration point, that's a specialty. So there is no delay. That's why there is no delay. So it's not going to process every data every time. So the respective department will take care. So you know that there is a project life cycle. So this is a way. Suppose there is a website. Website is already their bank website. So they want to update some information in the website. Update some information like some dashboards, some growth of the company, their share, something they want to update in their website. So that's a new project. That's an enhancement project. So initially, the project manager and the client and the respective vendors who were supposed CTS or Infosys or whoever is going to do the project. So they all will be there. They will be deciding on the budget and they will be deciding on the human resource, how much, whether they want to keep all of them in the on-site. If they want to keep them all of them in the on-site, the budget will be huge. So the support team will be always in their respective countries. If there's, if it may be Mexico or Argentina or China or India. So they want to keep their offshore resource so that they can do some cost cutting there. But there will be a delay. They consider the cost, so there will be a delay because we work in day and night is there. So we work in the daytime. They will inform them, fix this particular one. So they will do it the next day. Then day after tomorrow, it will come to us. If we find any error, then we have to go back. And so that is the delay is also there. So initially they will decide every point and they will inform this is what they are deciding. Kickoff meeting is deciding what they want to do in the existing project without having any impact on the existing work. Already the bank website is in use. They are using it. So when they want to upgrade, then they want to do some update on the website. So existing customers or existing bank people or anybody using that website, there should not be any impact on the existing work. So that is what they will decide, and what is the risk here, what is the cost on this, all those things will be decided here. Then the requirement gathering part, the side by side I'm telling, then if you want to go to SAP, you can be a project manager here. The top node kickoff project manager role is there. So any fresher can take a training and you can go as a PMP certification you can do, and you can do as a project manager. Project manager, so normally the students coming from here to MS degree to US, so they do some training, and after some time understand the business, because here in SAP I said they have to understand the business. If you take material management process, one process, initially they will inquire for the material, they will send the quotation, then the other side they will send the purchase order. When the purchase order they receive, the client receives, then they will ship the product, and when they deliver the product, they will send the invoice, and out of 100, if they say 50 they are delivered, 50 they are keeping it, and out the invoice, partial invoice will be sent, and when the invoice is sent, they have to store it in their database and record it, and with all the information, if it is in India, GST, all the taxes, everything is included. So this is a process, a material management process. So inquiry, purchase requisition, purchase order, and then delivery, then sending the delivery of the item with the invoice, all those things are matter. So here, initially they will decide on that. The requirement gathering part, people, the business analyst. So you can be a project manager. So for that you need just communication, not in their same accent. I say understanding the business and telling them the correct point, discussing with the respective department the exact point, not more or not less, exactly what they want to develop, interacting with the team, that and documenting it. The whatever they are saying, that should be documented. Some process flow diagrams should be, you have to draw the diagrams. So the project manager role is that one, just interacting with the team and documenting it, understanding the business process, and this is what you can be. And requirement gathering part, so the business analyst is the person who is going to document whatever they discussed. It is written in the document. It is going to be a document. We call them business requirement document, BRD. That will be the entire document referred by all these different processes. So the requirement document should be understood by everybody. That way they have to document. Once it is written, everybody, all the higher level people have to sign off. This is because when they are not signing off this document, what will happen?
They'll keep adding. After the product is developed, there may be a change. So we did not ask this. We were asking this part. You increase this one. This is not the one we expected. So all those negative things will delay the project. All those discussions. So that is why there should be a business analyst. He or she will be recording the document, just documenting with all the process flow diagrams, everything. Visio is the tool they are using to draw the diagrams, flow charts, typically speaking. And the documentation is done. So after this, analysis part. Who are all going to do this? Initially itself, they must have decided this is the number of resources, this is a software we are going to use, and this is whether we need any third-party tool to be purchased or third-party tool to be integrated or anything. Our existing software, hardware setup is fine. Everything they'll discuss. So analyzing and deciding this is the one we are going to do. And the design part, here only we all come into picture. All the finance functional, material management functionals, sales and distribution functionals, like human resource functionals, all of us. And suppose customer relation management, CRM, SRM, PLM, all those module people, if it is needed, everybody will be interacting. We all will be coming and doing the system configuration. We are making the system to work according to the document, PRD document. Initially, they're deciding this is what I want. That's what the first node project kickoff. Requirement document is saying, this is the way, this is what they want, and this is the final result. That part is documented. Design part, we are saying how we are going to achieve that. Client is asking what we want. Business analyst is writing it, documenting it. Whatever they said, they are documenting it. We should not go beyond that. We cannot go less than that way. Document. Then design document, we are putting all the information in the system and configuring the system and saying, this is the way I'm going to achieve that result. That way we are telling the system by putting necessary information so the system will work properly and get all the details to the developer. So the high level document and detailed level document. Solution designer will give the high level document and we give the detailed level document. We say DLD. And we will give this is the way we are going to get the result through the SAP system. And the developer, here only comes the developer. But initially when I went to US, even when I went to industry, I thought everybody will be a developer. That's what I want to give a picture about. So everybody will not be a developer. Everybody need not be a good programmer. So there are so many jobs available. If you are good in documenting, if you are good in communicating, if you are good in business, and so there are so many. So this is a final, even though development is the key role, and the developer have to understand the business first of all. He have to understand the requirement document, what exactly they are going to develop, what should be the result. And the design, he have to understand what way, the path, we are giving the path. Just like we are peeling and giving to them, hey, you go and take this table, consider these 4 tables, integrate with this table, integrate these many, and go here. Again, take the value, this collected value, go with this value and display in the form, display in the report, row column, just like that. We will be giving them how to do that. And the developer will listen carefully, and if he understood what design is done, what requirement is done, only then in SAP they can write the program. Even though they are super developer, if they are not understanding the business in SAP, mainly they have to understand, even developer have to understand the business, what process is going on, what I am going to do, and which is the table associated. And for that, definitely they will know, but don't be afraid, they will know. Even we doesn't know anything when we enter. but slowly we put lot of effort and focus to achieve it. So that focus and hard work, that definitely anybody can win that part. So that part is not tough, but developer will be the key person understanding this, and he will develop. And we will be testing with the developer. We call them that unit testing. Unit testing is what I want the result, whether the result is coming up. So somewhere the developer is not calculating the discount part. Discount part, I must have mentioned 10%. The client must have mentioned 10% the requirement document. But I mentioned this is the way you have to get it. But he has taken somewhere and 10% he did not listen it, and the calculation is wrong, the data is wrong. That is the way developer can commit error. So the back and forth will be testing. And this system where developer is working, we can play with that system. We can develop, erase, we can do changes, we can strike that, we can do that, anything. Anything that is like they can, it's a sandbox. We developer system, it is just trial and error. Try and write this code, it's not working out, result is wrong. We are saying they are going back and change the code and some subroutines, some loops or anything they want. We have so many function modules. The subroutines we are writing in the system, but SAP itself is having several function modules, and that will generate the reports if you give proper inputs to them. The result output you can get the output, input in this. Just like that, there are so many processes they have to do. So the developer will understand finally getting the result. So once it is done, so we say that unit test is done, we are informing the testing department. Here, developer, you need to learn SAP ABAP. ABAP is the tool. And if you are good in any programming, so you can be an ABAP developer, taking little training, you can be ABAP developer. And then testing comes, anybody can be a tester nowadays. So nowadays, when I joined, there won't be much testers those days. But here now, every project need a tester because there are n number of errors are coming up. So they wanted to some other department. If CTS is developing, some other company, IBM or anybody, Capgemini or anybody will be testing the product. They will also understand the requirement. They will write all the test cases. Suppose for you to understand, I'm saying website testing, bank website. You are giving username and password. Password should be having special characters or some capital letters. And you can test, the developer will test. Our perception is different because we know the result. We want this type of result. So we know this is the way to log in. We'll give the exact username. We won't give a wrong username because we want to get the result. But the tester will give wrong username, wrong passwords. The password, they will give blank password. They can give all zeros. They can give all special character, all small letters. They'll give all the possibilities and test and record in the Excel sheet. If it is manual testing, there are so many automation tools are there, like Selenium is peak in the market. So many tools, quality center to track and get the defective record, and that will be sent back to the developer team and to fix the issue. These many report, these many are there. Something like they will go on back and forth. But we are moving all the things developed in the development system to the quality system. Testing will be done in quality system. They cannot make any changes. They can only view the data. It is not editable mode. It is not in editable mode. They will be just run the reports. They will give input and generate and check. They will record it. Input this I have given. This is the result. This is the expected result. This is a screenshot. Or I tested this. This I'm getting n number of errors. And I'm testing this. I'm getting error. It's not allowing to log in. I'm logging in, but the data, it is showing up all the customers' information. It should show only my details. It is showing additionally, anybody starts with yes, all Shanti account details are showed up. What will happen? So those testing, that's why testing is so much needed. And So tester will test. Once the tester is testing it, back and forth work will be done between developer and design team. We will be testing and the developer will be fixing it, and we'll be moving to the quality system. Once the quality testing is done, the client, a test lead, all of us will be going there and check. Finally, there will be a date decided if we feel good, and it will be moved to the production system. Production system is the one they are using it live, they are using it. The bank people and the customers, those who are using it, the product. So that is the live system that will be deployed. It will be deployed. Before deploying, so we will prepare the system. If any new enhancement we do, and we have to do some additional, we must have done additional configuration. That configuration will not be there in the production system. So we have to configure the production system also, the additional work, whatever we have done in the developer system in order to achieve the result. Same thing should be done in the quality, same thing should be done in the production system. For that, they will be giving, for the quality, they will give access. We can easily configure. For the production system, they will be giving 48 hours, maximum 2 days they'll give. And then whatever I do, then we will be getting requests only. These are the transactions. These are the screens. I will go and do it. We have to record and give it to them. And that will be closely monitored. It will be recorded whatever I do. And I have to configure in such a way it should not be impacting other systems, other work, other integrations, existing work, all of them. So 48 hours we'll do the configuration. That time it will be a long time. That's why IT people suffer in the time of deployment. 2 days, 1 day, complete 16 hours we'll work and we will fix it. But before that, we'll be well versed in development and testing system. We'll know exactly, when we are experienced, we'll know exactly this is what I'm going to do. We will do that. I will take a screenshot and send it to all of them, and they will also record from their end. If any other new transaction, if I go, that will be a big problem to the company where I am working. If I'm going through CTS, there will be a question raised, because if anything went wrong in the production system, the person went to the other transaction, anything. We call them transaction. The second session, I'll show some of the screenshot, how the SAP transaction works. Because SAP is not like, it's like you enter data in the screens. That is the way it works. That I will show it in the afternoon. Not from the original system, but in some screens I can show it to you. So once it is deployed, operation and maintenance, we call them maintenance because we will give the knowledge transfer to the country wherever the offshore setup is there. If it is in Mexico, if it is in Argentina, as I told you, I worked only for the India offshore in Chennai. So all of them, whoever is going to take support, because client is not familiar. The one who is using the product is not familiar. If they come across any error, they have to contact the support team, the offshore team in India or anywhere. So those people, setup people, we have to give the knowledge transfer. This is what we have developed, and these are the transactions on the table associated. These are the errors which will come if you do this way, and this is the way to avoid error. And just like that, we will document. Everything will be documented, the PPTs and the documents, all the documents, and the test case document, testing document, everything we'll give it to the support team in the offshore, and they will be using it and they will help the client. Suppose client is creating something and they are having some error, immediately they'll contact the support team. Even support team is also struggling, sometime they may contact us, very rarely, because once we deliver and give the knowledge transfer, they have to fix it. That is why we have some knowledge transfer timing. So this cycle you are familiar. That's what just I want to tell about how it works. And here I said testing. Testing, you can be a tester. You can be a manual tester or you can be an automated tester. So testing, there are plenty of job. Any fresher can enter here as a tester. I said you can be a project manager, you can be a business analyst. And so this is what I explained in detail. Just I want to tell what's happening in the industry and who are all the people involved in this. Then the afternoon session, I will say with some slides, I can say that how we enter and configure system. Why it is important, now you know. So all of these modules, anywhere, nobody is going to interact. So system flow, the data, whoever is creating, the data flows from one department to another department, not to every department, wherever it is needed. For me, whatever is sold out, that comes to finance. Whatever they bought it, the expense comes to finance. So human resource, that comes to finance department. So finance department collects the finally every company wants profit. So the data should flow to the finance department. From finance, controlling data goes. Controlling data, nowhere controlling data will be directly obtained from material management or sales or human resource. I'm telling about only 3 modules, but there are more than 25 modules. So controlling data, we will be sending the respective data, whatever the client wants to see, that data flows from finance to controlling. There are also some integration points, or we have to set up some integration points. As I told you, this session I explained about why SAP is important, because the data flow and what are the different basic modules and how the money is obtained in finance through other departments and who are all involved in the project life cycle and software life cycle. This is a common for all anybody in any anything, SAP or ERP, Oracle or anything, whatever they use, anybody is using it. This should be the project life cycle. This is the way everywhere documented. There is solution manager. There is, if the tool is this, if it is installed, we can track who are all the people working and whether it is submitted, whether it is documented, all those things we can check. Everybody signed off, all those things we can track it. And as I told you, these are the roles: testing lead and testing lead and tester, business analyst, project manager. You can know just documentation skill set. And documentation, I mean Excel and Word, and not like Excel what we are using. And the way I handled here when I was using for just filtering and just view data and adding and subtracting. Those are not the thing they use it in the industry. Mostly comparatively, other country people are so good in handling Excel. They will generate the report itself in the Excel. Our people are so good in programming and anything technical. We are all good really. And documentation skills, they are good because I analyzed their Excel sheet. They'll have VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, they write all the macro codings, and they through program whatever we are updating, that they will get through Excel sheet. I cannot show some Excel sheet. There's fantastic sheets are there from the business analyst, but it is a client data. I cannot show it. But he should be good in the communication skills. Communication, as I told you, normal communication. I have friends in all over every country. People, I have friends. So more than 14 and a half years I was working. After 13 years, I came to India now. So this, I'm not speaking American accent, so but I have a number of friends in churches, and I do social work in the US, and I help people in the homeless shelters. So I do a lot of extra work also, but just I want to say, communication is communicating the proper right thing to be communicated related to your work. Anybody can understand. And then documentation, I said. So these are the things important. And again, design, I have written all of them in detail If you want, I can send it to you. And another one, BI reporting tools. BI reporting tools, if you want to be a, if you say that I don't want to be a programmer, even I went like a programmer after 2 years because I did my MBA in finance also. So I changed my career as a functional. I took a small training and I went into that. But technical to functional is easy. Direct functional, they struggle many times without understanding the system. When we program where it is going to store, how they retrieve the data, and how the form is created, how the design is created, what are the transactions behind to create the forms, invoice form, purchase order forms, and credit forms, credit note, all those things they struggle. But when you go like a developer and become additional roles, higher role, that will be good. Higher role can be through proper developer step by step. If you go, you will not struggle anywhere. End to end, you will know. So if you are really don't want to be a programmer, there are some interesting tools in SAP Business Object. That is like just drag and drop type. You are not going to write complete program. Just should know a select queries, SQL queries. But the current industry, everybody, business analyst or anybody who is going to work, even you want to be a Java developer or Python developer, this is like alphabet SQL queries. You should know how to fetch the data by writing different queries. And SQL and the basic things. These are all considered basic things. That is enough for SAP Business Object. And Cognos reporting, Tableau, they are all similar. That's why I learned myself this Cognos and SAP Business Object. Nowadays, Tableau is there, reporting is there, Oracle, OBI, all are same. I understood. Only the name alone is different in several cases. All look similar. If you learn one, then you can learn the other one yourself. That way, this Cognos and Business Object works. And these are all simple tools. Just you need to drag and drop. System will generate the reports. And you have to filter. There are a lot of options to filter, like the Excel sheet. I can say it's like an Excel sheet and Word. There are a lot of opportunities also for that. But if you want to be in SAP, you have to learn a little bit about business and be a SAP Business Object person. As I told you, there's QA, the Selenium, Cucumber, IBM Rational Tools, and Quality Center. All of them, it maybe take 1 month or 2 months training. So you can be a tester in SAP, just like taking some small training. But if you want to be a developer, people say 2 months training, it is not possible really. So at least 6 months constant effort, 6 months, 8 hours. If you work, you can be a good programmer. Even maybe 1 year to understand and do that, you will never come out. Even during time of recession or anything, fire, hire, nothing will happen. They will hire you, or they won't fire you. So they take little more time and learn it properly. I know those people, those who are fired, may not be learned it properly. They may have learned it in a short time. So they may struggle in coding. The client may ask in 2 days, they may take 15 days, 20 days timing. They will note it for a long time, then they will not be in the job for. That is the case happening. If you are good, definitely no client will kick you out. But technically, if you are strong, there is a market. And manager, higher level, if you go, salary is also higher. If business is smooth, you'll be in the market. If business is bad, it's really hard if you are not in technically good. And any question, because I explain one example, all of them. Afternoon session, I will say how we are configuring the system. So I think I told most of the points, important points about SAP. Any questions now? Hello. Points, important points about SAP. Any questions now?
If not, we can ask, you can ask in the afternoon. Afternoon, I'm going to show something practically, but not from the system, some slides.
Any questions, ma? If there is any questions, you can ask students. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Not, we can ask,
Thank
can
you.
ask in the afternoon.
Okay, ma'am.
Afternoon, I'm going to show something. Okay, so we will talk in the afternoon.
Okay,
Yes?
ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students. Dear students, the morning session is over. Afternoon session will be starting sharply at 2 o'clock. If there is any questions, you can ask students. Please be on time, okay? Thank you. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we will talk.